Greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ. On September 30th, we celebrate the 26th Sunday of Ordinary Time. And today's gospel has the simple, powerful, difficult teaching of Jesus. He says, if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. If your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. If your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Now, we know that he's not speaking specifically about we need to do those things, but there is a strong spiritual message and challenge for us here. So let's look at each of those just briefly. If my hand causes me to sin, cut it off. What do we do with our hands? We reach out and we grasp and we take. Our hands are made for giving and receiving, but unfortunately, many times we focus on grasping. In fact, the original sin is we grasped at that one thing that God asked us not to grasp at. So original sin is grasping at the wrong things. How many times in our lives do we grasp at the wrong things? I think that I want prestige and power and possessions and wealth, and oftentimes those things become huge stumbling blocks in my life with God. And so the first thing to look at is, what am I really grasping at? What are the important things in my life? And you might look at, where do you spend your money? Because that will tell you what's important to you. And then also, where do you spend your quality time? Do I spend my quality time doing things that take me away from knowing, loving, and serving God? That's the number one challenge for us. And Jesus says, be serious about it. If it's in the way of you and my love for you, take it out of your life. You don't need it. And then your foot. If your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. The foot is the organ that takes us. It leads us on a journey. It takes us in a certain direction or down a right path. And so again, the same questions are there for us. What path have I been walking? In the spiritual life, spirituality is often defined as a path or as a journey of some kind. In fact, I like Dante's Divine Comedy begins with these words: I woke up to find myself alone and lost in the dark woods, having wandered from the straight path. How many times do we feel that way? Or we simply know we're walking the wrong way, but we do it anyway, and then in the end we get hurt. In the end we're filled with guilt. We have pain that comes our way. So figure out what path you've been going in your life. What are some of the roads you've gone down that have led you astray? Cut it out. And then thirdly, the eye is the organ of our vision. Our destiny is what we call a beatific vision. The beatific vision is being able to see God face to face for eternity. We don't just sit around and admire God, but we get to now participate in God's very divine life. We learn how to see. I don't make many guarantees, but I guarantee you right now at this moment, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are 100% in the presence of God. The only difference is awareness or vision of that. To learn how to see God's presence, to learn how to see properly, that's the spiritual life.